Listen, everybody. I just want to come on and share a quick word about, our inability to do things, because it's like we are sometimes mentally incapable of helping other people because we haven't not received help ourselves. I was just thinking about something I put on Twitter today. The church is too busy helping people or trying to fix people that don't want to be fixed because you have these old stiff-necked folks around that's in the way of people wanting to come to church and desire change and desire to have a relationship with Christ when they're actually in the way, trying to, the Bible said Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, not these old stiff-necked saints. And so once we get these people identified as not being somebody to model and as not being an example, we can get other people help versus, I don't like that word, fixed. Because that's the main thing that's going on in church today. Most of the people that's trying to do the fixing has failed to be fixed. And so that's a major problem there. Because I was just looking at, as children, they really want to express their feelings and emotions and talk to somebody, but there's nobody to talk to because most of us adults, we suffering worse than them. Because we have carried all this hurt and harm and, hiding things for so long, it's just become a way of life. So that's why I said we got so many people in the way at church versus people coming in and like Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the light, showing people the way. And so that's why so many people are running away from where they should be running to. But first of all, we have to identify and address the simple fact that we need help. I don't care what you're doing, what you graduated from, or where you graduated from. There's another level of higher learning that you must attain because life is a never-ending learning journey. And so that's why it's so important for us to identify and address what's going on, so therefore we can get the education that we need to get help before we try to help other people. And so the kids are just standing there like, it was the old song, who can I run to when I need love? You know what I mean? Because we as adults, we can't give them something that we have no knowledge of, And so that's why it's so important for us to, be helped ourselves, before we attempt to, help somebody else. Because it's like, man, it's just sad, that we're not capable of doing things that we're of age to do, just because we're old and stuff like that. I had a talking with somebody one day and they, I told them I know a bunch of old fools and ain't nothing worse than a fool but an old fool. The only thing worse than a fool is an old fool. And so it's like, them be the main people. I'm older than I'm your elder. You ought to listen to me. You ought to do what I say. No, you're not. Your trumpet is not making a clear sound, and you're not bearing fruit of somebody that has become of age to speak life into my life. So you're not gonna speak death into my dead situation and make me worse off than I already am. So I just want to come on and share that real quick. You know what I mean? We got some serious work to do as people. And only way the world is going to change is when we have individuals stepping up that's been healed and changed to help others. Then we got a lot of people in the world today that just don't want help. That's everywhere. And so you just leave them people where they desire to where they refuse to progress, or proceed. Simple as that. We need to, like I said, identify and address situations. Identify what does this person want? Can he add to my life, or is he somebody's going to take away from my life? So then you know how to address that person. Get far away from them as possible if they're not adding to your life. And so it's just like, man, we have to become mentally capable of helping other people. But we got to be mentally sound ourselves first, and it's just like man, I can go on and on, but I just wanted to just share that real quick. let's do all we can to better ourselves before we try to help somebody else. Because it's always, I always notice too, the people that want to give the most advice are the people whose lives we are least likely to emulate. Let me break that down. You know, the people are always talking and acting as if they know everything and they live the best life, and their life don't match up to what they saying. Because especially people that's been laying around church all their life. They got a little money, they didn't retire from their job, so they think they've made it, so they think they can kick back and relax. But if you look at the Bible, their lives don't match the word. They match, natural good things. I said a long time ago, if you got a naturally good job, you ought to have naturally good things. And so that's not necessarily mean that you was in line with the things of God. You just naturally had a good job. But it's like when you look at the other areas of their lives that don't match up to what they try to pass off as something that they have walked in. And so that's the thing, this they've been in church all this time. We automatically just assume. And that's another thing we need to stop doing, assuming that this person is somebody that really we can look up to. Because most of the people that I once looked up to and looked to for advice, I don't have no longer respect them. Because once you start growing in God, you see who is and who's not somebody that you can trust or talk to or look to as an example. Because like I said, once you get in that word of God, it opens your eyes up to who a person is and who that person is not. So don't just be looking to people because they got money, because money is the least thing that can solve our problems. Trust and believe that. So I just want to come on and share that real quick. Be blessed. Peace.